Alright, so the LEDs that I have to use on these pod buttons, they have a lip on them. I don't know if you could see it on camera, but it has a lip that goes around the base of it. And well, that lip will not allow the LED to go into the button. So what I got to do is Dremel that off. I've already done all these, so I just got one left to do. I'm using a Dremel. If you have a belt sander, that'll work too. I just turn it on and then put the LED in your hand, just like this, and just kind of go around it. So just go around until that lip is gone. Now they do make LEDs that don't have a lip at the bottom, or it'll be very small, but I just don't have any right now. So yeah, I got to do 20 of those like that, and you have to cut or drill 3 holes into this, because these ones only have 2 holes. So what you got to do is drill a hole all the way through this thing, through the other side. Let me see if I got one done already to show you. So I already drilled this one. So you're going to drill the hole all the way through to the other side. Okay, and that I used the drill with the bit on it. I think the size I used was 1/8. And what I did after that is I took this piece here and I ran this over it just to smooth it out. When it was on. So I just turned it on. I took my button and just kind of got all the extra plastic off. And same thing with these buttons. Once you drill it with the drill, there's going to be some plastic on the edges. So just take a little your Dremel and just kind of smooth it out. So yeah, times that by 20 times. So you got 20 caps to do. You got 20 of these you got to drill out because they only have two holes. And then you got 20 LEDs you got to Dremel off the little bezel if you don't have bezel-less LEDs, which I don't. So yeah, just in that it can be time consuming, but here's some original buttons. And this one, they left the LEDs really long, and it doesn't look like the bezels are all that cut good. You can see this one's cut out really big right there. When I put the buttons on them, they don't even really push too good. See that? So anyways, this is my setup here. I'm still wondering if I should put a little gap in there, because I don't know, I always thought in the show that they were a little more gapped out and not right next to each other. I know most of the people are making these and they make them dead right on top of each other, right side by side, but I don't know, some of the times in the show they look close, some of the times they look a little gapped out. So I'm contemplating on that. I got some of the little things with the little text in there, laser, license plate. Still got to make a few more. Just print out on some sticky paper and I put it under the cap. You could also put it on top of the cap, but where I live it gets very hot in the summer. It will probably just peel right off. So I'm going to leave them like that. It's just a fun hobby to do these, guys. I know 90% of you guys won't give a damn. You can just buy these type of buttons, and these were actually a little better than the show. But if you just want to make something that's authentic to your show, that's what I'm doing. So don't mind me. Alright, for the caps, to drill the third hole, all you got to do is take a pencil and mark kind of in the middle right there, And you want it in the middle and in the middle of this, kind of in sync with the hole. Want it crossed. Take a 1/8 drill bit. Get this thing right in the middle. As good as you can. And then just drill it in. Just like that. Try to get it as perfectly as you can, because if you mess up, you mess up. And then what I like to do is go over it with the Dremel and go inside it one time to smooth it out. Alright, after you drill out that hole in the cap, you got to do the same thing in the bottom base piece of the button. And I like to put them in here. Okay, same thing like you did over there. You're going to see where the hole's at, and just pretty much, you can see there's a little circle here, but it's a little bit off. So I just take the hole and just mark right in the middle of this, where I'm going to do my drill, where I want to put my drill bit. Okay. This one you're not going to see as much because it's going to be under the cap, but still you want to have it somewhat straight. Okay. And there's the hole. And let me show you guys something. It went all the way through the back side. Now there is a little plastic leg that fits on the proto board on the bottom and on the top, but when you drill the hole it pretty much gets rid of the top one. The little leg won't be there. It's not a big deal. Just make sure when you install these in your proto board that you do it somewhat straight, because you're not going to have that little leg there. But yeah, then you just put your LED right in there. So I have one already made. Where did I put it? Right here. This is how it will look in the end. You have the 3 leads. So you go from 2 to 3 leads. And yeah, just be careful. Like I said, the drilling is the most important. If you're off on the drill, on your the holes that you're drilling, it'll really show. It's going to look like crap. So take your time cutting out the holes, because the first couple ones I did were not the greatest. Like this one wasn't that great. I was a little bit off. You can see that there. And then later on I started getting a little better, more in the middle. This one was one of the first ones I did. You can see it was off a little bit. But I had a few extras that I'm not going to use. Those are from a few extra ones that I'm not using. So it's a good thing about it. You got a couple to, you got one or two that you can mess up on, but so that's how you do the caps, and that's how you do the base. Okay, and there you can see I threw the LED in there from the back. And if you're a little bit off, like if it's down or up too much, you can bore out that hole a little bit bigger. You can see the hole's a lot bigger on the other two. So I'm going to go and do that and just drill it out just a little bit bigger. Alright, here it is after I drill out the middle hole a little bit bigger. And now you can see it leaves me room to adjust up, down, left, right, wherever I need to go now. So if it's a little bit off, you can adjust it so it's nice and straight when you put it on the proto board. Proto board is this thing right here. That's a proto board. I know I have it on backwards. I'm just fitting them right now, but the electrical side will go on the other side. So that's how you do it. That's how you get the caps drilled out. Pretty, not too hard, but you got to just be careful. And then you can snap the cap on when you're done. So next video I'm going to be doing, not today, but another day, I'm going to be showing you guys on the next video. I'm going to be showing you guys how exactly do you wire this up on a proto board. And there it is, all finished up with the 3 leads in there. You can see the middle hole is a little different. You can see it's got kind kind of a bevel edged on the other LEDs, but that's something you'd need a drill press to do, which I don't have, but to me it looks okay. So do that times 20, and then you'll have it all like this. There it is, 2 down, 18 to go. Alright, so I took the switch apart, and this is what you have. It's a really basic latching switch. When you push the button, it pushes here, which latches the switch down. You got 3 legs, 1, 2, and 3. So if you got your ground coming in here on this leg, this will be ground 2, and this will only put out ground here when this is pushed. So I'm going to run this as a negative switch because I want to be hooking this up to my MP3 player. And so what I'll be doing is hooking up this leg, the bottom leg right here, to the actual MP3 player and tone generator. And so when you push the switch, it'll activate it through a ground switch, and you can run your ground here on this leg, and then this one will have ground all the time too. Yeah, real basic switch, 3 legs, push the switch button, and you can see the switch button. This is what it looks like from the back. It just has a little, oh, this is the cap, sorry. Here, I mean, that's not the cap, that's the top piece. The cap has a little leg on it that pushes right there in the middle. That's what actually pushes that little spring right here, and then it latches to the 3rd leg.